It all just feels like a dream to me, to find a school so true. And I know it's all in make-believe when I picture a school like you. The one thing that I learned from you is that I can make my dreams come true.
Someday when I wake up to find memories of Billabong in my mind, imagine how that could be. Imagine how that could be.
Teamwork, E for empowerment, and for mutual respect. B for passion, I for integrity, A for accountability. Billabong high, Billabong high, Billabong high, you know you can fly. Billabong high, you can touch the sky. Billabong high, Billabong high. We have aspiration over ambition. In our minds we have rhythm, courage and humanity. What makes us Billabong high is we believe we can touch the sky. Billabong high, Billabong high, Billabong high, you know you can fly. Billabong high, you can touch the sky. Billabong high, Billabong high, Billabong high, you know you can fly. Billabong high, touch the sky.
A very good evening to everyone. I, Anna Jacodia from grade 8.
And I, Shambhil Tripathi from grade 8.
Welcome you all on the digital platform of Billabong Inspires Talk series.
On behalf of Billabong High International School, we would like to thank all the parents for their support and work towards our school.
Billabong Inspires Talk series initiative will bring together working parents from various fields of expertise. They will share their life experiences, which will help motivate and inspire the students towards achieving their goals.
BHIS strongly believe in the core values, which inform your thoughts, decisions, and action and help you align your career or life path to what's important to you. They are the essential foundation in finding your life purpose because they remind us and others who we truly are.
BHIS core values are diligence, hardworking, persistent, resilient, service, generosity, enterprise or charity, leadership, stewardship, compassion, kind, empathetic, humble, resourcefulness, creative, risk taker, dynamic, outward looking, commitment to a large community of family or a belief system, cultural models, sustainability, environment and integrity, honest, trustworthy, modest, and respectful.
Billabong Inspires Talk series is all geared up today for an interesting and enlightening session with our speaker, Dr. AARTI Gupta, who will be talking us through her life journey.
Dr. Artegupta belongs to the promoter family of the Jagran Group, a business house with interests spanning across media and communications, education, real estate, and hosiery exports. Dr. Gupta heads the investment strategy for the family office and is the chief investment officer at DBR Ventures, an angel investing entity that invests in smart and transformative early stage startups.
She is an investor on India's first reality startup funding TV show, Horses Stable, named amongst the 22 top women investors in country by INC 42. She looks for companies with innovative and transformative solutions to problems that exist on a larger scale. In addition, she has been serving as the director of AGA Publications, a print media company, for the last 12 years.
She is an immediate past chairperson for Fiki Flow Kanpur and is currently serving as the national head for Fiki Flow Startup, an ecosystem for women founders and funders, where she has been instrumental in bringing forward pertinent issues related to the growth of women entrepreneurs, both at the state and national level.
Dr. Gupta holds a PhD in economics from IIT Kanpur, a postgraduate diploma in business studies from the Harvard University, and a master's degree in economics from the Northeastern University. Further, she is on the board of Harvard Alumni for the Global Women's Empowerment, IIT Kanpur's Social Incubator Invent, and on the board as the advisor for Women's Entrepreneurial Committee for Merchant, Chamber of UP.
Now, without much ado, we would like to welcome our guest speaker for the day, Dr. AARTI Gupta.
Great. Thank you so much, Anya and Shambhavi. A very good evening, everyone. And it's such a pleasure interacting with all of you out here. I can see there's students, so many students logged in from all different sections and classes. I would love to thank the school, the faculty, and the students for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to interact and speak with all of you. And I would like to kind of make this session really casual. I'm not here to teach you some concepts and give you some knowledge, some major gyan, because let's admit it, we have Google for that. You know, what I'm here to share with you today is some insights from my life journey, some share with you my experiences, and hopefully they may be useful for you when you make those decisions about what to do in life, when to do it, and how to do it. So I know we have a long Q&A part of it, but since I was addressing young minds today, I couldn't stop myself from sharing a couple of pointers with you, something which I picked up and learned over time. And so there are three things which I want to share. The first one is, and I know you've heard this, but I cannot emphasize this enough. There is no substitute for good education. Today you may feel, what is the use of this history chapter or trigonometry, or how am I going to use chemical formulations when I want to be a tech designer or a lawyer? Believe me, your schooling, your interaction with your teachers, your interaction with your peers, and everything which you learn in school while you're getting your education will help you in some way or another to become the individual that you want to become. So do not get swayed by experiences of, Mark Zuckerberg and similar, who were dropouts and are extremely successful, because that ratio is so minuscule that the odds are not in your favor. So let's look up to the Sundar Pichais and the Indra Nuis who went out there, got that quality education, and managed to secure a bright and successful career. I personally went back to school to continue my education after I had a baby. So, and I still love to go back to school whenever I get an opportunity. So that's number one. The second point is, and again, you might feel it's a cliche, but I cannot emphasize it enough. Hard work is what will amplify your success. Never underestimate the power of hard work. The hours you put in today to learn something, whether it's an instrument or a skill or a concept, that will not be a waste. You may be lucky enough to be gifted with a specific talent, or be born in an affluent family, have those connects, get access to a mentor to give you that breakthrough. But nothing will matter. No matter where you are from or who will not matter if you don't put in the hard work and the self-discipline. You could be born with the ideal genetics of a Virat Kohli or a Mary Kom, but if you don't have the discipline to go through that hours of athletic and strength training, do you think they would have been successful? So second, don't underestimate the power of hard work. And the third, this is something which is which when I learned about this concept, I was like, oh, wow, so I'm going to share this with you. Stop thinking linear. Let's think exponential. You know, as humans, our ancestors and we were wired to think linear. And we were thinking about what is happening around us. But today, the world is not like that, right? Today, what happens in China, the entire world went into a lockdown, right? Immediately within few days. And similarly, you find companies going from zero to billions of dollars of valuation in a matter of 10, 12 months. So let's stop thinking linear and think exponential. And what do you mean by thinking exponential? Do you guys all understand the concept of linear and exponential? I know that there are some students over here who are younger in age and may not have heard the concept of linear and exponential. So let me give you a visualization of it. Think where you will be if you take 30 linear steps. You know, you walk 1, 2, 3, 4 in a straight line, you take 30 steps. Those are 30 linear steps. Where would you reach? Maximum, no matter how tall you are or how long legs you have, you'll reach 30 meters away, right? Now think where you can reach or how far can you reach if you take 30 exponential steps. And by exponential, I mean you take 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 and keep doing this 30 times. Can somebody put it in the chat box? Like, where do you think you'll reach? How far? Anybody? No answers. It's the distance is 26 times around the planet, you know, and that's a lot, right? A lot of us keep thinking that, and we limit what we want to do in life depending upon our circumstances, the town we live in, the accessibility, the facilities, but never stop your environment from thinking exponential, because only when you think big will you achieve with that, you know. So dream big. And I'm going to stop this right now because I know there are tons of questions out there. So thank you once again for having me over, and over to you, Anya, for the moderation for the next session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have got so inspired from your journey, and we both have got so motivated to see your commitment towards your work.
Thank you. We would like to ask you a few questions related to your journey and to your work. Also, students can ask their questions by writing in the chat box.
Ma'am, firstly, I would like to ask what the aim of Fiki Flow organization and is how is it serving the society?
You know, Fiki Flow. So Flow is the ladies wing of Fiki, which is the Federation of India Chamber of Commerce. And it was established in 1983. It's the apex body of industry and commerce in India. And it is Asia's largest women organization, you know, and it has about 18 chapters pan-India. Kanpur has a chapter. The members comprise of entrepreneurs, professionals, corporate executives, and the aim of the organization is to encourage and facilitate women to showcase their talents, skills, experience, and energies across different sectors of the economy. And basically, in short, what we want to do is help our members harness their power to empower themselves and empower those around us. So we work on 3 levels. We work with grassroots level women, we work with mid-income level women, and we work at the corporate level also for women. Again, the idea is to empower women.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, please tell us about your experience as a chairperson at Fiki Flow.
Okay, so this is interesting. So I was elected as the youngest chairperson for Fiki Flow, the Kanpur chapter, in the year 2020-21. And as the chairperson, you're responsible to fulfill certain objectives, the objectives which I mentioned above to you, through various events and workshops, community service, etc. And thanks to my wonderful team, which I had, I, along with them, had the whole thing planned a couple of months in advance before I took on the position in April 2020. And you're all aware, right? What happened in March 2020? Yeah, our entire world as we knew got changed. We all got hit by this pandemic. And everything we had planned had to be scrapped, but everything, like we had planned speakers to come to Kanpur, we had planned all these amazing events in Kanpur, but nothing could happen because we all went into a lockdown, but we did not give up. We took this unexpected adversity and we tried to carve out an opportunity. We tried to do the best we could with the constraints thrown at us, and we tried to improvise on it. And over here, I want to tell all of you this really nice quote by Michelle Obama, and I really like this quote because that's what helped me also get through this, right? Because as someone who's a leader planning all of this, when you get this setback, you suddenly feel like, oh my God, why me? Why did this have to happen to me? Or something like that, So I really like this quote. So Michelle Obama, she urged us to neither give up nor discard our highest ideals during difficult times, but she urged us to rise to the challenge and meet them with sublime grace and grit. And that's what I chose. I chose my theme for the year as Rise, which stood for raise, ignite, sustain, and empower. And despite the pandemic, we made sure that we managed close to 60 plus events at Fiki Flow Kanpur. We built 100 toilets in the rural villages around Kanpur. We helped us create a self-help group in our adopted village of Hingapur, and managed to do a number of things. We managed to make the year 2020 the year of retrospective, reassessment, and reinvention. So in my experience as a chairperson, I learned a lot. I learned to adapt and not be stuck on plans. If we hadn't moved to virtual learning model, we wouldn't have got access to some of the amazing national and international speakers and celebrities we had the opportunity to hear at Flow Kanpur. So, I learned the power of teamwork, because individually, I could have fed a few people during the crisis, but collectively, when the entire city came together, we managed distributing food to a number of thousands of people during Flow. So I'm so grateful to have had this experience, this adversity year experience as a chairperson. And I'm truly thankful to my team and all my members for this. It's something which I will cherish forever.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, how do you encourage and facilitate women's talents, skills, experience, and energies across all sectors and levels of economic activity?
Women's talents, skills, and experiences. So I think it's extremely important today that if we want to see India grow and catapult as a developed nation, that the girls and women of our country participate in the economic activity of our country. This would mean that we no longer talk about Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. We don't stop there. We also talk about Beti Kamao. And I personally feel, whether through Flow or through my profession as an investor, promotion of financial independence of women today is must. Through Flow as the National Startup Cell head, we help organize a number of sessions for skilling and training women, whether it is in the field of digitization, finance, marketing. At grassroots level, we help women creating economic opportunities for them. Like I mentioned, our adopted village of Hingapur, Flow created the self-help group of women who sell fancy candles and diyas. As an investor, I strongly support and invest in women businesses and women founders. And I'm personally a mentor to a number of women who want to walk the path of financial independence. I think financial independence, financial literacy is the need of the hour for all women today.
Thank you, ma'am. Feminism is always encouraged. Another question is that how you organize, plan, and prioritize your work.
That's difficult. And like I said, I wear multiple hats. I'm a wife, a mother to a 12-year-old beautiful daughter. I'm an investor, a supporter of a number of causes through organizations like Flow and Harvard Global We. And there is so many things which I want to do in life. So time management is an absolute necessity for me. I think one of the most important aspects of time management, and I know it's cliche again, but it's essential to realize that I have only X number of days, X number of working hours in a day, and once you realize that you only have limited time, next comes planning, designing, organizing, and filling up that calendar. But I've realized that planning is the easy part of it. And this is something I learned in school as a school going kid, right? Like I would love to make those timetables, neatly draw the colored charts and of all the work, all the chapters I had to finish before my exam and everything. The tricky part is prioritizing what to do first. And something that I've learned, which worked for me, even in school, until date works for me, is doing the most difficult or the most time consuming part first. Whether it was learning the most difficult chapter in school or attending that tricky long business meeting or writing that big essay or whatever it is, I normally like to get over with it first. Because sometimes, what we do, we like to tick off those multiple small little things. And at the end of the day, we're still stuck with that giant, most important thing which we had to do, but never got to do it. So I think prioritizing what to do first is very, very essential. Another important thing I learned was if you can do it now, do it, and it's easier said than done. But believe me, the mental space which undone work takes is not worth the procrastination. So that's how I manage and organize my time in my day. But at the end of the day, I think 24 hours are not enough for what I want to do. So here I go.
Amazing. Ma'am, why did you choose Billabong for your kid?
So my daughter Anika, she's in grade 7 now, and she's been a student at Billabong for 11 years now, like all through preschool and all these 7 years. I chose the school because of its curriculum and its teaching methods, the willingness of the teachers and the management to adapt and mold themselves for the growth of the students, putting individual and collective child needs and requirements is what attracted me to the school.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, can you tell us about your academic achievements and what made you pursue so many degrees?
Okay, so hate to admit it, but I've always been a nerd. And in fact, till date, I love studying. And my daughter thinks it's weird that I still love giving exams, but that's who I am. I got my bachelor's in economics and a master's in economics from Northeastern University, Boston. And I did not know that I wanted to be an economist when I joined college. It's something I fell in love with the subject when I was studying it. My decision to pursue a degree in business management from Harvard was to access the faculty at the prestigious institution, but also to add knowledge of subjects like finance, negotiation, and marketing to my skill set. And after graduating from Harvard, through my parents, I met my husband and got married and came into Kanpur, and I started working. But I did have this, lingering desire to learn about policy and the economic models and decisions which go behind all this policy making. So when my daughter turned 2, I applied to IIT Kanpur for a PhD in economics. And while it was not easy getting back to the classroom and the library after such a long time, my doctorate degree gave me a chance to study the subject I love in depth. My thesis topic explored the problem of moral hazard while, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the concept of moral hazard, but I studied loan waivers for farmers. And in the course of studying, I developed a mathematical model, which is a part of a textbook now. So I don't know, I think it was just this desire to pursue and study and learn, which kept making me go back to school and classroom. And I don't know, I think one should never stop learning. There is no age limit on going back to the classroom.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, since you are an investor on India's first reality startup funding, so we would like to know what are the points that you keep in mind while granting the funds to the startup.
Obviously, the usual ones are your business plan, your experience, the market, what your idea is, whether it's required, what is the problem that you're trying to solve, your ability to execute. These are some of the things which I look at when investing into a startup. I invest at a very early stage in a startup. So, at this point, the startup is very new, and there is probably just either an idea or a minimum viable product, they've just done a testing sort of a thing of the product. It's not successful yet. So very rarely do you get to look at numbers or proof of concept. So there are two things which I really look for. One is grit. Startups are really hard. And as a founder, you are always struggling. When you're successful, you're struggling. When you're not successful, you're struggling. So it requires tenacity, the ability to tolerate high pressures, to be able to withstand this roller coaster ride. So I look for grit in the founders. The second thing which I look for in founders is a growth mindset. The part where I spoke earlier about exponential thinking, I really look for that in a founder. Founders who can think beyond what today's data can show, right? Like what you and me can see, if they can see beyond that. And very few founders have that. Those are the ones I believe that they're the ones who will be successful, and they are the ones who I like to invest with.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, which is the latest startup in which you have grant funds?
Okay, so I love investing in startups which are women focused, and my last two investments have gone into a similar space. One is this company called MyAva. It's a comprehensive 360-degree platform which supports women who suffer from PCOS, which I'm not sure if all of you understand, but some of you do. It's called polycystic ovary syndrome, which today 1 in 3 adolescent girls suffer from. So that's one of my investment. And the next one is this company called Bases. It's a financial literacy platform catered only for women. And in fact, they've come out with this credit card, which is only for women. I think it's imperative that women learn how to manage and invest their money. And this platform helps them. So these have been my last two investments.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, why do you think investment is important?
Investment in startups?
Yes.
Is that your question? Yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. It's important because we need somebody. So today we have a number of people with ideas, right? And we need someone on the other side of the table also. We need people who like to invest in those ideas also. And only because there are a lot of people who may have the idea and the ability to execute, but may not have the financial strength to execute. So if we have, I think it's nice that we have a group of investors on the other side of the table who are willing to back these ideas. So I think that's why investment is very important.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, do you think financial literacy should be taught in school? If so, then from what age? Because as a student, it is difficult for me to study maths and financial literacy.
So absolutely, I think it's extremely important for kids to learn the value of money, learn the concepts of savings and investments, and it's not about math, right? Math has nothing to do with financial literacy. Very little to do with financial literacy. It's about the concept that you have X amount of money, out of this X amount of money, what do you wish to do? How much do you wish to save? How much of it, this money, do you wish that it grows? Because if the money stays still, and if it does not grow, then you all understand the concept of inflation, right? Then it's losing value. So how do you grow that money? And that's called investment. So I don't think anyone's too young to learn about financial literacy. In fact, I urge my daughter to manage her own expenses and a profit and loss from her own business. We talk about savings, where should she invest, talk about the stock market and everything. Like, so I don't think any age is small. You could start talking about financial literacy with 10 rupees, 100 rupees, whatever that little amount. How much of it will you save? What will you spend on? And how much of it will you invest?
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, does your organization, Jargon Group, provide any internships to the students?
I'm sure it does. I mean, I don't look into it directly, but happy to get the information in case anyone's looking at. I'm not sure if they give internships to school level students, but definitely college and postgraduate.
Thank you, ma'am. Do you have any closing thoughts regarding the session?
Yes. Thank you to both of you. You guys were excellent moderators. And I don't know, I would like to say one last thing, like, before logging off, that to every child who's joined in today, that you have a genius in you, and believe in that every single day. You may be different from your parents, you may be different from your teachers, you may not conform to the society's idea of super intelligent or genius, but everything you need to become what you're dreaming of becoming or of doing is within you. So, don't ever let anything or anyone, and by anything and anyone, I mean, your social media handles and the comments and the likes on it. Don't let anything ever make you believe that you're not worth it. Don't forget to tell yourself every single day that you're a genius and capable of doing everything you want to do.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now we would like to read the questions from the chat box.
Sure.
So, ma'am, the first question is that who all can join Fiki Flow and how?
So any woman who's an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur can join Fiki Flow. Reach out to me. I'll send you a form. There is an screening process. And once you get through that, you can join Flow. There is as such no age limit. I think 18 plus is an age limit. But other than that, there is no age limit.
The next question is, can youngsters join Fiki Flow?
I don't think so. So we do have a young flow part of Fiki Flow, which is for under 40, but that's not in Kanpur. So everyone who is even younger than 40 is part of the main flow here. So I don't know if, non-adults, like children below the age of 18 can join, but I can check and get back to you regarding that.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question is that what's your favorite part about being a chief investment officer
at DBR Ventures? So I think it's learning and hearing new startup ideas. I have learned about AI, crypto, blockchain, ML, everything, like, things which I had never imagined thinking about or talking about. I've learned about that and I've got exposed to all of those ideas. So hearing those new ideas, meeting amazingly enthusiastic and brilliant founders every single day. I think that's what I love the most.
Thank you, ma'am. The next question is, what are the qualities of a chairperson?
Qualities of a chairperson. So I think maybe qualities of a leader is what I can try and expand on. You really need to understand that it's not it's not a single person show. You have to work with a team. Like they say, together you can only like hum a tune, but if you want a symphony, you need the entire orchestra. So I think one of the biggest qualities you need as a leader is the ability to motivate others to work for you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question is that what attribute makes you so successful?
I mean, I still have a long way to go to be successful, but I think I would put or give the credit to my parents for again instilling value of a good education in me, to my family, and also to hard work. Like I said, I shared those secrets with you right in the beginning. Good education and hard work.
Thank you, ma'am. And the next question is, what is your greatest response at the time of strife?
At the time of?
Strife.
At the time of, I'm just trying to look for
Ma'am, it's strife. STRIFE.
When I'm like, okay, like at the time of strife. So I try and stay calm, but I would maybe like to try and say, yesterday we had this discussion with the spiritual leader Nitya Shanti, and he gave us this formula called, I think, PQR, like, you know, when you need to pause and reflect and then respond. So that's if I'm feeling uncalm or agitated by something, I think that's the question which someone's trying to ask, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Trying and staying calm, counting till 10, not responding immediately, and thinking through before responding.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, Pranavi Gupta is asking that who motivated you?
So I probably don't have one person who motivated me or anything, but I like to look for motivation from everyone around in my life, you know, whether it's my parents, whether it's my in-laws, my husband, famous inspirational women out there, like, you know, Indra Nooyi or Falguni Nayyar or Michelle Obama. I read, I'm an avid reader, but I love to read autobiographies. I love to pick out different aspects of successful women and men and kind of try and apply that in my life. So I think I look for motivation from everywhere around my life.
Thank you, ma'am. And the next question is, describe your method for developing short and long-term investment plans.
Again, like investment into, I'm assuming this is investment into startups or just investment in general, financial investments. So you kind of realize that what is the investment amount you have and how long do you need that money for. And then you plan out whether you want to invest in what asset class, depending upon when you need that money back, and you invest and you assess the risk involved with investing into that asset class. I don't know if I've answered that question correctly or if I've understood that question also correctly, but if there's a follow-up, love to put it in the chat box and I'll take up that question again.
No, ma'am, it's fine. Thank you so much. Ma'am, now it's time for some fun element. It's quiz time. Students will get 10 seconds for each question and they are requested to write their answers in the chat box.
Super.
So the first question is, when was Young FLO or YFLO made or established? So these are your options.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The correct option is option A, 2004. Answered by Zoya, 4 RM.
The next question is, FLO has its headquarters in New Delhi. The options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You already have the answer in the question.
the correct answer is option C, given by Pranavi Gupta.
That might be a typo. The next question is, an investor invests in assets known as a dash, and your options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
the correct answer is option C, portfolio.
The next question is, which of the following is not the purpose of a bank? The options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
the correct option is option D, given by Pranavi Gupta.
The next question is, when were the Simpsons first released? And your options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
the correct answer is option C, 1989.
The next question is, what is name of character in the given image? The options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The correct answer is option A, Scrooge McDuck.
the next question is, who is the wife of Bob in the cartoon Bob the Builder? The options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
the correct answer is option B, Bendy.
Next question is, which of the following would be considered a risk-free investment? And your options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
the correct answer is option A, gold, given by Zoya.
The
No,
next question
I don't
is,
think so. That's the correct answer. I don't think gold is the right answer. So gold, investing in gold has its risks. I don't think it can be considered a risk-free option. I think the correct answer is D. It's none of the above.
In that case, Shagufta Parzev has given the correct answer. So
Yeah,
congratulations.
even including just cash at home is not risk-free, right? Because you're subject to inflation. So the correct answer is D.
the
Okay,
next
thank
question
you.
is, investments would score high only if there is a protection too. The options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
the correct answer is government bonds, given by Pranavi Gupta.
The next question is, why was the World Bank established? And your options are
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The correct answer is option B, to reconstruct the economies damaged during the Second World War. And it is answered by Talha.
Many congratulations to all the winners. Please give clap reaction to all the participants.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We have got so inspired to see your passion towards your work. And I'm sure everyone must have been amazed to get to know more about your inspiring journey.
Great.
A
Thank you.
heartfelt gratitude to our founder and CEO, Mrs. Preeti Agrawal, for initiating such talks which kindles in us the curiosity to explore more. We convey our heartfelt gratitude to our guest speaker, Dr. Arti Gupta, for the dynamic talk.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Anya. Thank you, Shambhavi. And thank you, everyone, for having me over. It was a wonderful 45 minutes spent with you, and love the questions, and hope you guys enjoyed the answer.
Yes, sure, ma'am. Your feedback and suggestion is most important to us for raising the bar all the time. WhatsApp class groups will be remained open till 5:30 p.m. Parents and students are requested to share their feedbacks and suggestions in the class group.
Thank you so much, everyone, to be a part of this Billabong Inspires talk series.
We shall meet next week on 12th February 2022 at the same time with our next guest speaker. Thank you.
Thank you.